Torres. Just for comparative purposes, they have had 38% of the ball today. Gaston is fouled. So it is Nieland in goal for Sevilla, and then you've got Salas, Ramos, and Bade on the back line. Ocampos and Acuna are on the wings, typically staying further back. Midfield has been a rotating triangle of Soumaré, Gudel, and Torres, with Nesse and Romero up front. Milla will send this in towards the back post. Decent effort, helped out by Acuna. Greenwood's on the ball. He wants to be the creator. Lally pops this in towards the back post. Janae tried to undercut it. For Getafe, helping out Mason Greenwood up front. Nemanja Maksimovic, Oscar Rodriguez, the man on loan from Sevilla. Yeyu, Milla, Elish, and Iglesias one step behind them. Gaston, Alderete, and Jene in front of David Soria. Soumaré trying to help out. Didn't see much of him in the first half. Isaac gave it away, and Acuna was nearly shown too much of it by Jene. That foul will go against Sevilla. Just to refresh the perspective for you, entering play today, Sevilla were 3 points clear of the drop zone. Still is pretty wild thinking about Sevilla and thinking about the relegation picture. It's not something that they have dealt with for a long, long time. Last time they were relegated, Sevilla, was the 2000 season. They finished dead last in the league. Promptly won promotion the very next season. And they have not, forget not looked back, they had not finished worse than 10th in any season until last year when they finished 12th, and they're likely going to be in that general vicinity once again, or worse. The Acuna foul sets up Getafe. It's lucky to have gotten away with that one as is. Greenwood wants it. Greenwood takes it. Alderete waiting for it. Not cleared convincingly. Yeyu to the middle. Greenwood's onside. Mason Greenwood. Oh no, it's Alderete. Wait, looked like Greenwood, especially with that left foot. Did it take a deflection? Beg your pardon. Of course, Greenwood was the one that took the free kick. Alderete worked his way back on. Ramos left it there. Maybe if that's Mason Greenwood, it does get finished off. Took a deflection. It's a corner for Getafe. Greenwood will take it short. Back to him. Lofted in, away by Nesse. They have looked like the much more likely side to get the next goal. But Sevilla have not given in yet. Acuna. Pass intended for Isaac, shielded off by Jene. You know they'll continue to find new spaces for Mason Greenwood to occupy. Out on the left-hand side now for Getafe. Yeah, has Greenwood in front of him. Here he is. He's able to continue his run, Greenwood. Was Elias offside? It looked like he had just strayed beyond the back line. Ramos approves. Just got the ball too late. He had tried to hold his run for a moment. Talked about Sevilla in their relegation battle, and Getafe are still fighting for Europe. 38 points, 10th in the league. Real Betis hold the 7th spot on 42 points, 4 points ahead of Getafe. Ocampos shunned off the ball. That 7th spot is not yet a European position. It would require Athletic Club to beat Mallorca next Saturday in the final of the Copa del Rey. At the moment, Getafe have Villarreal, Valencia, and Real Betis in front of them. Greenwood back on the right-hand side, gives it up this time. He's got the freedom to go wherever the heck he wants on the pitch. Alderete, Gaston, Elias, taken back by Gaston. Ocampos wants a foul. He's not going to get it. He was looking for it, and Oscar skies it high. Ocampos is the one that seemed to run into Gaston that time, and he stayed down. And what he's clutching is his left knee. Portalas is growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of opportunity now for Getafe. They're getting into good positions. They weren't at the beginning of this game, but they've found some rhythm. Now they just need the finishing piece. Those in attendance will want to make sure that this time gets added back on. He's holding that knee, Ocampos. Left knee, it was a pretty brutal bone collision. Doesn't look particularly pleasant for Ocampos. Keep our eye on him to see if he's able to continue. Wash, rinse, and repeat for Getafe. With Ocampos on the touchline, seemingly asking to get back on the pitch, but for the moment it's 11 v 10, and it's Greenwood keeping his run moving. Mason Greenwood weaving through defenders, but taking off the ball. Jane's got to get this one right. Gives a rainbow to Soria. Milla looking for the run down the right-hand side of Maximovic, or rather Iglesias. Just out of his reach and into Nealand. There's one thing to mention as we get into the hour mark of the second half here, the hour mark of this game. The amount of options for Getafe on the bench are extremely limited. They have 3 injuries. Borja Mayoral, Domingos Duarte, and Mauro Arambari. Here is Nesse. He might have been offside. He was. Those 3 injuries aside, on the bench for Getafe, outside of their backup keeper, there are 5 available players, period. So if you want to make 5 substitutes, which we'll see if Bordalas does that, he might not use all 5. We know who they would be. Those substitutes are Jaime Mata, Carlos Alenya. Hold that thought. Let's see what Greenwood can come up with here. Mason Greenwood on his left foot. That's a screamer. He will always keep you guessing. Looked up for a moment and realized he had some space. Just hooked it a bit too much. Mata, Alenya, Juan Milatasa, speaking of. That is Mata and Diego Rico. Jose Angel Carmona. Those are your 5 potential substitutes. It looks like Mata and Rico will be the 2 utilized here at the hour mark. Will those subs come now? Indeed they will. So it is Rico in for Elias Moriba. And Gaston Alvarez gets taken off for Mata. Mata did score against Sevilla in the reverse fixture. It was a brilliant feed from Mason Greenwood that he scored on. And his duties and responsibilities for the remainder of this season have been increased with the injury to Mayoral. Free kick from Acuna. Bounces for Lucas Ocampos. That's blocked by Alderete. Well shielded by Gudel. Salas to the corner flag. His cross is blocked. It's going to take a moment for the Getafe substitutions to make their mark. Essentially, you bring in Rico for Alvarez in a sense, even though that wasn't the sub that came up on the board. Mia gets it away. Mata. Oh, we thought he had done enough to win a free, or rather a throw-in. It looked like it came off of Bade. That's a break for Sevilla. And then Moriba coming off for Mata keeps the rest of the attacking options on the pitch for Getafe. Soria's there. It might give them, though, some problems in the midfield. We'll see where they utilize the likes of Greenwood now. And Yeyu is going to be one of those players on the turn. First intervention for Rico. Iglesias for Greenwood. Cut out by Acuna, and it's off of Greenwood last. That one looked more 50-50 than anything. I mean, if you can tell from that angle, power to you. Sevilla's turn to make a change. Bade's day is done after 65 minutes. And Lucien Agumé, on loan from Inter Milan, makes his way on into the midfield. Just 22 years old, Agumé. He's played in Italy, in France. This is his first go-around in La Liga EA Sports. Ocampos to have a run. Saw how good of a distributor he was in the first half, but that's where his game needs to find a different level, because he's given the ball away and just caused problems for his own team. No, that's what they want him to do. That's much better. Great decision making. Torres will feed it forward, and Nesiri will not get there. Shielded out by Janae. The only goal in this game came an hour ago. It was an own goal, and it really doesn't feel like this game has had just one goal, although the second half has taken a much calmer turn. That will certainly benefit Sevilla. Now Cunha, we know he can dribble, and he too gives it away. Ooh, that was a dangerous coming together, and the referee decided that Agumé is guilty of catching Yeyu. That could have gone any way, and it really doesn't look like there was any contact there. But when you can see that play developing when the ball bounces in that moment. Free kick is taken quickly. Greenwood dispossessed by Cunha. Fed forward for Isak. Ocampos was making the support run. Torres didn't feed him. Now he's got it, Ocampos. Agumé. Oh, wow. Now that one surely should have gone to Getafe. That one you could see from up here. That was extremely obvious. The finer balances of the universe have given the ball back to the boys in blue, who seek at least one to try and get within 3 points of 7th place. They'll have 8 games left after this one. By no means is it an easy schedule for them. They hardly ever are. Now the referee has come over to the touchline to halt play for a moment, which is never usually a good sign. It sounds like there's an announcement that needs to be made over the loudspeaker, which might have something to do with debris making its way onto the pitch. In the meantime, while we wait for it, the 8 games left for Getafe, 4 at home, 4 on the road. The 4 road games are, for summarization purposes, somewhat easier than other teams may have it. They take on 3 teams who are fighting down near the relegation places on the road. Rayo in 2 weeks, that's a great derby. Almeria, Cádiz, and then Alavés. Their 4 games at home, though, significantly more difficult. 3 of the 4 teams are already in the European positions, trying to stay there. Real Sociedad, Athletic Club, Atlético de Madrid, and then Mallorca. Getafe might as well use this time to make 2 more substitutions. It looks like, Aleñá and Carmona are getting ready. Iglesias will give way. It looked like Oscar so made his way off. Indeed, there's the confirmation. So with 20 minutes to go, Getafe have put as many different attacking options out there as they can. Carmona nestles it down, only for Isaac to take it. Acuna, right as Soria. Over the top, Alderete, that's a good ball. Here's Jaime Mata trying to finish it off. Mata can't get it past Neelan. It stays with him, though, and his cutback pass was poor. Right to Agume. The flag stayed down, and the foul against Alderete will put out the fire. That was a big chance for Jaime Mata, who did stay onside. He was played on by Ocampos. The angle was extremely acute. He was looking for a cutback. He decided, the heck with it, I'm a couple of feet from goal. I might as well give it a go. And there was nobody in support for him in the middle. It's one of the first real chances of the second half for Getafe. It's too much dribbling from Ocampos. Greenwood. Let's see, is the flag up for a foul or for an offside? I think it's going to be for an offside, which, well, let's see, Guido's been put into the book, which would be fairly unjust if Mata was offside. Before the offside pass, though, the referee will give the foul. Iglesias Villanueva. That might be what Quique Sanchez Flores is inquiring about, but it is a free kick nonetheless for Getafe. Can they make one of these count? Alenia. That cross is blocked right off of Torres. This one's put back in dangerously. It's going to bounce around. Taken away by Maximovic. Greenwood shot deflected away. Quique Salas puts his body in harm's way. It's out for a Getafe corner. There are almost too many blue shirts in the area. Alenia again. This didn't get past the first man, Ocampos. It's really well cleared out for Acuna, who just sends it to safety. They haven't lost their focus, Getafe. They've maintained control of the game. But at the moment, they have nothing to show for it. Rico. Mason Greenwood. Alenia dispossessed, only for the moment. Hasn't been much space in the middle. They've played very narrow defensively, Sevilla. They're putting five at the back with Ocampos and Acuna. Rico. We know he can provide the service. That's good service. Mata slips and the flag comes up first for an offside. Indeed he was. Had he not been, we might be talking about something else. They maintain their composure on the ball, Sevilla. They've had a hard time doing that today. That's a pretty risky back pass. Nealand has no choice but to blast it away, and Getafe want the quick restart. Greenwood makes a beautiful run. The man in the middle is Mata, but Greenwood could not find him. Excellent defending to cut out the last effort. It had to be Nemanja Gudel. The ensuing corner is punched away by Ramos. Into the area. Comes back out for Carles Aleñá. His shot blocked. Let's go right back to the corner flag. This is the final change, and the only man left available on the bench for Getafe. The 5 outfield players who started on the bench are all in the game. Juan Milatasa. No shortage of attacking players out there. This one's put in for Latasa. Just came onto the pitch, and his connection wasn't quite solid enough. He was nearly unmarked. There's nobody near him. What a way it would have been to announce yourself on the pitch. Getafe continue to get closer, and we should have a somewhat decent-sized chunk of extra time. Jabril So will come on along with Juanlu. Campos' day is done. He served well at the right back position. More of a right wing back, if you will. Torres will make way for So. Jesus Navas for Sevilla for this one. Although Juanlu does have a decent amount of experience this season, filling in whenever he's needed. Soria chooses the safe option. Nicely done by Maksimovic. Problem for Sevilla with the way that they've chosen to take on this game, as we'll see a card brandished, it looks like, for somebody on the bench. Is that Bordalas? First yellow card of the game for Getafe. It belongs to the manager. Mason Greenwood in space. Rico to his left, back for Greenwood. Again Rico. Tried to slip through the defense. Juanlu shielding. Rico kept it in. And that is a Getafe throw. How exactly that is a Getafe throw, it's hard to tell. This game has not lost its edge. But it is starting to lose its sharpness. Getafe need to muster up one moment of quality to put themselves back into the mix. Mason Greenwood surely has quality in his boots, although he seems to be running tired as well. Nicely done this time, though, for Alenia, who's looking for an option, any option. There's nothing there. But Sevilla just keep giving the ball back. Rico, away by Gudel. Carmona in. Isaac Romero. A lot of tired legs out there. Again, Greenwood. He sees the run at the back post, made by Mata, put into the area. Alenia collides with Latasa. And friendly fire results in no shot on target. You can see at the top of your screen here, Mata says, "Hit me now." That's put into a dangerous spot, but the pitch is slick now with the rain that's been falling, and it's evident Alenia's been running around like a chicken with his head cut off since he got into the game. Acuna against Genet, that's a foul. That's what's next up for Sevilla. If we look a little bit further beyond that, Sevilla have 8 games left themselves. This could have been considered a must-win, still is, based on what's left on their schedule. They have a difficult road to end their season. Same as Getafe, 4 games on the road, 4 at home. We'll hold that thought. We'll see Carmona put this ball in. Mata tried to settle it. It almost runs through to Rico. Again, in by Rico. Latasa kept it alive. Mata running for it. It's a foul against him. The remaining 8 games, Sevilla, you could argue that 3 of the next 4 are their best chances to get points. Las Palmas on the road, then Mallorca at home, followed by a tough road matchup with Betis, and then at home to Granada. After that, it's at La Ceramica against Villarreal, home to Cádiz, which is a game that you'd think, of course, yeah, they've got to win that, but you never know, based on the way this season is going. If Celta and Cádiz pick up a few more points, that could be a huge game towards the end of the season. And if, we say if, we get to a point where Sevilla are in a relegation battle, their last 2 games, at San Mamés against Athletic Club and home to Barça. Uh-oh. Well, this is not going to help the cause. Marcos Acuna will receive a yellow card, and that means he's not going to be available against Las Palmas. It looked like Rico as well was the other player involved who went into the book as these substitutions get made. Acuna and Romero come off. Adrián Pedrosa is one of the two additions, and I believe Dodi Lucavacchio, I think I saw, was the other player to come on. Indeed, Rico is the other player in the book. Lucavacchio has been a bright spot for Sevilla this season, but the problem is he's been hurt. Indeed, he did come on, and this is the first time that we've seen him coming in late, this late at least. Did get 30 minutes against Celta. This is his third game back in the league after missing about 3 months or so. Scored a couple of brilliant goals this year. Here's Greenwood. Rico wants to take it first time. The ball didn't reach him in time. Greenwood's picked up the scraps. Facilitated along for Alderete. Through the middle, Jaime Mata is whistled offside. A bright idea, but he is indeed half a body off. Alderete snuck it through 4 red shirts. And Getafe still do not have their moment. And our one remaining question is, how much added time will we have? 8 minutes. That is plenty of time to make something happen. Diego Rico got the first shot in on Acuna. I think Getafe had been waiting for a moment like that for a while. Sevilla have not beaten Getafe here at the Coliseum in 2 seasons. This is a matchup that has traditionally leaned towards the Andalusians. Not lately, though. Last 2 league meetings have been clean sheet victories for Getafe. It won't happen today. Greenwood. Rico. Fighting off Juanlo and winning a throw. There's a body in there. That was Mata, who made a brilliant run. You're not offside from the throw in, and they just couldn't reach him. Greenwood trying to make something happen out of nothing. That's a brilliant pass. So, backed into a corner. Juanlu gets out of it. Really well done. Nesse on the run. Lucavacchio is in support. There's no rush for Sevilla. Alderete slips it through to Greenwood. Milla over the top. Mata's there. Wants the early ball. Throws it in towards Latasa. It comes back out to Milla. Milla's shot from distance is spilled. And Mata was not in the right place at the right time. That rebound could have gone anywhere. In this city the other way. He's dispossessed fairly by Alderete. Getafe need bodies forward. Mata gives chase. Wanlu to safety. Big save from Neeland. Rico slips it in. Jaime Mata. Ramos away, and again, he cannot stay onside, Mata. And he's going to get a yellow card for touching the referee. Can't do that. He was marginally offside. Just feels like if this game was a game that didn't have to last 98 minutes and we could just keep playing up to a certain number, Getafe would be your team that you'd mark to win this game. But it's just not how football works. They gave up the early goal. They have not been able to convert for a number of reasons. And Sevilla are 4 minutes from a very important victory. Alderete's been the distributor. That one, though, did not reach Carmona. And Lucavacchio, who slowed it down last time, will take advantage of the space and do some very good work. Three minutes for Getafe. Greenwood from Milla. With a head of steam, Mason Greenwood weaving through. Mata's shot blocked by Wanlu. To the corner flag we go again. The fifth corner taken quickly. Rico to the back post. Latasa's up for it. Claim of a handball. Was it deflected out for another corner? It looks like this is a goal kick. Going to get a handball for something like that. For all of the leads that Sevilla have blown this season, they will take pride in this victory should it come. Oh, that's dangerous. That could be more than a yellow card. It's a very high boot. It's a fortunate yellow for Alenya. Yikes. He too will not be available next, or I should say in 2 weekends, against Rayo. That foul came with about 2 minutes left to go in the game. Salas understandably needs a moment. His effort from distance knuckleballed its way into Neeland. Hit the turf pretty much right at the moment of contact with Neeland, which are usually some of the hardest shots to save. So if our timing mechanisms are right, we should go to about 99:30 or so, which, see the seats emptying at the Coliseum. The way Getafe have played today, despite not scoring, I don't know why you'd want to leave your seat just now, unless you're tired of being wet. A wet loss feels a whole lot worse than a victory, that's for sure. It's not over yet for Getafe. Greenwood on his right foot, back post bound. It's a good effort away by Salas, but not away completely. At this point, the Sevilla fans will be clamoring for the final whistle. It's not going to come probably for another minute. Getafe can reload. Greenwood against two defenders. Not being given the option to shoot. Rico in, flicked on. Salas, unconvincing. Carmona. That's deflected. This is a corner. Ramos is asking for time. This corner will be taken, rightfully so. And it gives Getafe one last chance to find salvation. Curled in by Milla, seen out for another corner. And I believe that might be the end of the game. Yep. That's it. They didn't quite go to 99-30. That last corner not given, and it's a big 3 points for Sevilla Football Club. An early own goal from Omar Alderete, and Sevilla